kidding me?
Jalen Waddle has a Dolphin touchdown.
And he will score!
Field down the near side, man open, touchdown!
The run from Tua Tagovailoa.
Touchdown!
He's going deep. He's going over the touchdown again.
Beautiful day to be a Dolphin fan.
Let's go!
It is good, Fin Nation. What's good? It's your boy Reason. And we are back here for another one as I am joined by the homie Martin. And Martin, it is a dark and dreary times. You'd think we're 3-6, not 6-3, with the way some people are reacting right now. People haven't had a chance to hear your thoughts really since the game or anything like that, because you were busy after the game. How are you feeling a couple days after the loss, after you've digested a little bit? You've now watched Tua's film, and we got 41 plays we're going to break down for people here, and we're going to talk about something too, Martin, and I'll segue to you. You can talk about it if you want. That not a lot of people are talking about, Martin, that there were signs early on in the game that going to Cedric Wilson in a critical moment might not been the best call, and we can understand why Mike McDaniel took some of the blame there, because the signs were there early on, right?
More or less. But overall, I think the game in general, first and foremost, tough loss, right? Tough loss. We should have. That's the type of game that we had. And offensively, as far as the mark that we've set for ourselves throughout the year, beginning from the Chargers game, if we had 1/5 of the amount of execution that we've had the first half of the year, there's no doubt in my mind that we would have beaten the Kansas City Chiefs, and more than likely it would have been handily. Like we would have been in the fourth quarter just running the football out. Let's go ahead and just finish this off and get this dub and go in the bye week 7-2. But for whatever reason, and there's going to be a myriad of excuses. I don't think it's necessary to bring up aspects of this or that. I think we just have to chalk it up as we weren't ready. Not necessarily we weren't prepared, because I think we were prepared for sure. We were prepared. But as far as ready, I'm strictly referring to the moment.
Excellent.
and the execution.
We thought early on from the defense where they weren't executing, right? And they were giving up all those points in those games.
Yeah.
It was a lack of personnel execution. Remember where I was coming up here and people were blaming Fangio. Fangio sucks. The defense sucks. And I was saying, is Fangio supposed to be out here making these? But I will say, this game, a lot does fall at McDaniel's feet. The play calling at times was shoddy. Getting away from Mostert, especially on that last drive when he got you all the way down there. Brother, keep running until they show you that they can stop it, because that could lead you to the 10-yard line or inside that 10. And then, it's a lot you're a lot closer to that end goal. I thought the play calling at times, and the personnel usage. I know this is something we've harped on for quite some time. The overusage of Ahmed, not Ahmed, Ahmed. It's just we got a more polished version of Kalen Ballage right now. What do we have? What do we have? We got a more polished version of Kalen Ballage right now. That's what we got.
Bro, you going in on Savon right now.
Bro, we finished charting those plays. Did you notice all of a sudden Wilson's in there all for the whole final drive when they took Mostert off the field? After the first
man.
catch to Mostert, the last 3 plays, the 2nd and 10, 3rd and 10, and 4th and 10, I'm pretty sure it's Jeff Wilson Jr. Like, I don't understand and I know Omar has come up here and said packages is, brother, you got to throw that out the window because Jeff Wilson can do a lot of this stuff better that Ahmed can't do. And yes, Ahmed's a little faster, but what good is that extra speed if you got zero vision? When bro, I fall out of my chair when he breaks a tackle because it's like seeing fucking Bigfoot. You know what I mean? Like, it's so rare. So, bro, how many times? Bro, did you see on that flip play? You watched the Wall 22 on that flip play, and you're like, oh my God, the space. Now, Terron Armstead, I believe it's Terron Armstead and whoever was on that.
And Rob Jones.
They should have done their job.
Absolutely.
Brother,
yeah.
If you're ever going to break a tackle, here's the play.
That's the one. Yeah.
Because I'll tell you one, you give that ball, you get that flip to Achan, break a tackle, they're not even sniffing him. He's boom, gone.
Yeah.
But I know Jeff Wilson might not finish off that run and get it that the speed Ahmed could, but I know Jeff Wilson's got a way higher chance of maybe breaking that first tackle. Way higher chance.
Yeah, there's a
pardon my language, ladies and gentlemen, too. Just heat of the moment.
Bro, Ahmed is hilarious, bro. If anybody caught that, man, that is just too funny. But as far as Ahmed is concerned, I'm not too sure what the commitment is to Ahmed to have him in all these packages and all these formations. He's not the greatest blocker. He's not even the greatest pass catcher off the backfield.
Let me pin it to you. Someone brought it up to me in the chat. Sorry, on one of my takeaways on Twitter this week. I want to get your thoughts because I used it.
Sure.
I tweeted him. Doesn't he kind of tip you off like Gesicki used to do for us? Because he ain't blocking.
That's an excellent point.
Ahmed kind of tips you a little bit. Ricky, my goat, says,
that's an excellent point.
Do you guys find it a bit concerning that in regards to the biggest games and brightest moments too, and McDaniel tend not to be their best selves? I'll tell you what, listen, they haven't learned how to win yet at the NFL level. I went over this. There's levels to this. Tua hasn't learned to win.
For sure.
McDaniel under Shanahan, they blew the 28-3 lead in an MVP season with Matt Ryan against the Patriots, okay? Then they blew the lead against the Chiefs. McDaniel as a coordinator, as a coach under Shanahan, he had learned to win to an extent. Now, if you really want to start pointing fingers, Tyreek Hill has an NFL championship. He has a ring. Bills game last year in December. Yes, we could talk about Boyer and the defense in the third down, or even Trent Sherfield's drop. All could have changed the outcome of that game. But Tyreek Hill also on that same drive, Sherfield dropped a touchdown pass. Tyreek Hill dropped a touchdown pass. Let's do even better. 2 weeks ago against the Eagles, when we could use the points, we're still in it. It's a way different game. He drops a walk-in touchdown. Could have changed the whole landscape of that game. Drops it. This week, key third down drop. We'll watch it. It was a freaking dime from Tua on the corner route. Absolute beautiful dime. He drops it. Then the fumble. You give up eventually. And, if you were watching the live reaction, what did I say? That is going to be the bane that breaks our Batman's back is that play. And it ended up being it. I mean, minus 9.8 EPA on that one play alone. So listen, we pay him $30 million, and listen, he's the best receiver in the league or in the world. Sorry, I'll include flag football. He's the best receiver in the world. He's arguably the best athlete that ever played the game. There ain't no doubt about it. But you've given us every penny worth of the $30 million per year annual average, but you're also paid for those big moments because you're that's why you're one of the biggest leaders offensively, because you've been there, you've done that. You're one of the best in the league at your craft that maybe have ever come. And you might go down in history as one of the best ever. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and reason, if you can,
there's a lot
give me some reprieve on this take right here, right?
Yeah.
I'm of the belief that Tyreek Hill, is schemed up, not necessarily in the quick game, but more specifically in the route game, if that makes sense. I believe Tyreek Hill is at his best when he's routed into a catch, more so when he's schemed into a catch, meaning like the flip passes at the line of scrimmage or even the bubble screen routes. I'm of the belief that when you have a player like Braxton Berrios, for instance, he is a return specialist, meaning as soon as the ball enters his hands,
That's
he is immediately looking where are the blocks, and then he hits the hole. If you are ever going to give those quick screen passes or those quick plays to any wide receiver that we have on the team right now,
yeah.
that's what Mike McDaniel has to understand. Give those plays to Braxton Berrios because Tua doesn't even necessarily look at Braxton Berrios when it comes to the route concepts and the route how the routes unfold.
I heard weeks ago
Mm.
Berrios' knee was messed up when we got Claypool. That's why Claypool was getting reps in the block, and that's why he's having a
Right.
lot of problems even more problems getting off the jam. But go ahead.
But regardless, Berrios is still on the field.
I agree.
And because he's there, we have to learn. Not even we, but Mike McDaniel has to learn how to utilize all the weapons that he has available to his disposal. Tyreek Hill is one. Jalen Waddle is 1B. But you have to always utilize certain players. Like Cedric Wilson's ascendance these last couple weeks has been refreshing. Meaning, we can rely on him, in certain aspects. But that's where Mike McDaniel has to come in, use his genius, his genius tag, his genius label, and really start playing chess instead of checkers when it comes to utilizing his offensive weapons. But regardless, I'm still of the belief that the offense still had its issues, not so much on the talent side, because I think we matched Kansas City talent for talent. The only issue was we didn't maintain the standard, and the standard is execution. Offensive line played very well, even with the injuries that popped up every now and then. Liam Eichenberg coming in, I thought he played very well.
And there he is.
Overall, I
You went out and came back, so I don't know. You good?
Can you hear me?
Now I can hear you. Yeah, you left.
Okay.
Yeah.
My bad. But ultimately, what I'm saying is, offensively, you have to start realizing that you have to play chess. You have to play chess. There's certain situations that you can utilize certain players, and we just didn't. We didn't have our best game plan available for the moment, because this was a massive moment. But is it going to mean anything in the grand scheme of things at the end of the year? Maybe not. But at the end of the day, you want to go into the bye week with the sense of what you're capable of. And I think we didn't necessarily put our best foot forward offensively. Defensively was it was a completely different story. They turned the page defensively, and it's because they're all healthy. So.
Yeah, I mean, hey, at this point, I mean, what can you say? It is what it is. We got to ride the wave heading into the bye, and we got to hope that they perfect their craft coming out of it, and they got to get better. I mean, the defense is coming along, and these two are going, all three levels, when we form Ultron, look out, NFL, man. Look at Chubb's coming on. Look at how Phillips is coming on. I mean, you look at David Long, where he's at right now. That secondary looks deadly. This offense, they're going to get it right, man. Someone said to me today, hey, look at it this way. We lost by 28 against the Bills. We lost by 14 against the Eagles, and we lost by only 7 against the Chiefs. It's getting better, baby. We're trending in the right direction. You know what I mean? But that's kind of that's being a facetious way of looking at it. To me, it's different scenarios, right? Come off that 50-point win where history wasn't working in your favor. Teams usually coming off that margin of victory don't win the following week. That's just a fact. And I was warning people leading into that game. It's not like I'm saying this after the fact. If you go back and watch my shows leading up to that game, I was warning people about that because, I was looking at it from a gambling perspective. And then we get that game against the Eagles in their house, and we feel like it was kind of taken out of our hands with injuries and the officiating. But then now we have one in our hands, and it just feels like we ultimately slipped through our hands. And
Great point.
it was just losing those 3 different ways. All 3 of those ways to lose are tough in their own right. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
losing by 28 by in a divisional rival after you just coming off the high of beating a team by 50, that's a tough way to lose. Losing the way we lost in Philadelphia, where, if we just either didn't have as many injuries or the officiating was called in a better manner, just to get one of those 2 things, not both, we win that game. Now we're in that scenario where we let it slip through our hands, and now we're sitting here talking about the shoulda, coulda, woulda, like you mentioned, the ifs and buts, if ifs and buts were candies and nuts, we'd all live a wonderful life. That's basically where we're at right now. And it sucks because you'd want Vegas right now. You want to get that bitter taste out of your mouth heading into the bye. You don't want that taste lingering in your mouth for the bye.
That's true.
But, hey,
that's true.
Hopefully it builds some character, because I want people to realize
for
those
sure
games are tough. You know what I mean? But look at the saving grace. Buffalo and also Dallas are at home, and this team's got to go to Baltimore, and they're playing good ball. And yes, their defense is better than they were last year, but this team's confident after what they did in Baltimore last year that they can go in there and win in there no matter what the deficit is. So that's fine. But don't underestimate those Jets. That defense is playing well right now. Should we win both games? 10%. But that defense, I'm going to tell you this right now. If Tua can light up, that defense 2 times in a matter of like 5-6 weeks, that's something to hang your hat on, because that defense is good enough. You know what I mean? Now, we're probably going to feast against our offensive line. That's for sure. But, other than what? Sam Howell having an insane game out of his mind, I like our chances of at worst being 6-2 in these last 8 weeks. I really do. Or Will Levis. My boy Will Levis plays out of his mind. I don't know.
Shout out to Sam Howell for being the
Sam
most.
Howell and Will Levis, my QB1s in both drafts. And if it wasn't for DFA in the Shanahan system, I'd be looking like a genius right now. And I'm gonna tell you,
I like both.
You want the next nugget? You want the next nugget? Here's the nugget: Drake May over Caleb Williams all day, every day. I'm telling you right now, that's what the deal is gonna be. All right, Drake May over Caleb Williams. It's happening. I'm telling you.
Drake May.
Drake May over Caleb Williams. He may not go in the draft, but when you talk about who's going to be better, Drake May.
In the long run. Almost like CJ Stroud
I'm seeing early signs with Caleb Williams' attitude. Everyone knows I was a massive fan of Kyler, but I don't like Kyler's attitude, and I'm getting Kyler vibes from Caleb, man. I'm getting.
You know what? Caleb.
If he gets down in a game, he looks like one of those head cases where, and I'm not calling him a general head case, from the quarterback position. Looks like it's going to be a problem for him if his team gets down or don't make enough plays. It's going to be a problem, or he makes mistakes. It's going to be a problem for him to shake that. Like that's what I'm of the belief that Caleb Williams is full of himself in a good way. I'll do you one better. Victor, I'll do you better. I'd take Michael Penix Jr. or Drake May over Caleb Williams right now. You want a real hot take?
I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that, man.
How Penix?
Caleb is special. Caleb is special, bro.
Yeah, but dude, you know what it looks like it's gonna be? It's gonna look like you got all the traits in the world, like Herbert, but you just can't put it together from an up here standpoint. That's what it looks like it's going to be. And I think Caleb Williams, we're talking about just pure talent between the 3 of them, Caleb Williams is the most talented between the 3 of them. But if you look at, you know what I love? Okay, I already told y'all what I don't like about
and it's beyond arm talent with Caleb Williams.
But you know what I love about Michael Penix Jr.? Look at the work that man's put in. If you look at where he's come before he transferred to Washington, he was not this good of a passer. He was not this refined as a passer. If you look at because I used to watch him, listen, I'm a fan of Michael Penix.
Yeah, like Indiana.
I used to watch him with the Hoosiers, man. And he flashed, but he never looked like the passer. He's looked like the last 2 seasons with Washington. No one can lie to themselves right now. And he's really developed as a passer. And you know what that tells me? He works at perfecting his craft. The work ethic is there. I like that, man. And he's only 23.
Mm-hmm. No, I hear every bit of it, man. But
listen, if we're taking talent, I'm taking Caleb Williams over both of them. But if we're talking from what I want in my quarterback, Drake May number 1, Penix number 2. Caleb
Sure. But the talent will always overrule the draft board. You know what I mean? It's just natural. The only time talent didn't overrule the draft board is like Baker Mayfield or even most recently Bryce Young, because clearly C.J. Stroud was the most talented passer, but Bryce Young was just a more talented player. You know, so it is what it is, man. It is what it is.
It is what it is. Don't ever let it be what it ain't. You know?
Yeah. It's easier said than done, my brother. Easier said than done.
All right. Well, smash that like button. Subscribe if you're new. Now, if Caleb gets it right up here, yeah, he's the best one.
I think he will, though. I think he will.
Not off to a good start out here asking for ownership, and we all know it's just to scare off teams you don't want. That's not a good.
There's clear signs of nuance, immaturity, but he can definitely fix that with just committing to fixing.
But I love Drake May. I love me some Drake May.
Drake May is nice. I like him.
Last year, him and Caleb are neck and neck as it is. It's the mentality that I put Drake May over.
Well, 1A, 1B. But Drake May has issues with me when it comes to rising to the occasion. You feel me? Almost like a Josh, not Josh, Justin Herbert.
Yeah.
You feel me? So
yeah. All right, let's get into this, man. Let's get into this. We got a lot to go over here. We got about 20 minutes worth of film for all of you. So get into it. Let's get into it, man. All right. Breaking down the film. Shout out to all of you. Smash the like button. Subscribe if you are new. We're going to break it down. We're going to show y'all what the deal is. So here we go. Hey, man, what can you say? If you just base it off the first play, you're like, damn, this is a good start. Anyways, this is a big, I call this big dime deposit to start the game, all right? It's 7-0 Chiefs after they score on the opening drive. Don't get me started on deferring the football. All right. Just don't, please. So continuing on here, 2 under center. Mozart is the single back on this play. 2 wide receivers split out to the left, 21 personnel for Miami. Waddle's going to motion on this. It's going to be cover 2 for KC, but they'll shift to a cloud 3-1 look. 2 is going to drop an absolute dime, Martin. Absolute dime on the deep curl right in the middle of the triangle coverage. Big tight window throw here. What do I say? Oozing machismo, baby. That's what that throw is right there. Love it. 15 yards, moves the sticks right out of the gate.
Yeah, tightest of windows, confident throwing, and great pass protection on this play.
Yeah. It's just, this is the execution we needed to see through 60 minutes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because when you see them start out the gate like this, you're like, okay, here we go, baby. But, we didn't show the delay of game here. So, context matters, I guess. 2nd and 10 after a Mostert run goes nowhere. Oh, by the way, I didn't check your notes for this. Did you see, are we going to cause a disruption in the fan base by sounding like whiners? Because I forgot to say to you, on those final 4 throws, was it just me or should Waddle have drawn a flag?
It's tough to say.
And Martin's disconnected again. He disappears. You disconnected again, Martin. So, I don't know. We'll get into it, but there is definitely a play where, at least to me, it looks like there was a flag on it. I don't know. So, Martin disconnected. I don't know if he's there.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, my fault, man.
So, anyways, All right. Okay. So continuing on here, 2nd and 10 after a Mostert run, it goes nowhere. 2 in the pistol, 1-by-1 receiver set, 21 personnel. Smythe motioning out left. Casey's in cover 2, but will shift to cover 1 after Ingold will motion. Screen to Tyreek that the defense, they're going to read and they're going to collapse right down on right away. Good night.
That's just a great play by Willie Gay. It really was. He read it perfectly, didn't hesitate, got right to the guy. That's it.
Third and 10 now after a Chase Claypool false start. It wipes out. I think what is it? There's a Chase Claypool false start is then wiped out by a neutral infraction by Chris Jones. So we're back to 3rd and 10 here. 2 in the gun. Moser to his left. 1-by-2 receiver set. Tyreek Hill now wing back look to the right. 11 personnel. Hill's gonna motion out to the right. Chiefs are gonna drop to quarters. Jalen Watson gets sent on the corner blitz untouched, and he's gonna get the sack for a 7-yard loss right there. And that ends the first drive, basically.
This was such a nasty play call by Steve Spagnuolo. And when you see, if you can go back real quick, read into the field view, look at how the secondary just unveils itself. Just look at the secondary. Everything from the 50 back. Look at how they just unveil like that. I don't know if y'all understand. It's so challenging to read a defense that's unconventional like that when a play caller calls that.
That's what
up.
we do. That's a lot of stuff that we try to do, right? That's Fangio.
Right. Like a Vic Fangio. Like nobody really sees this in the NFL. So for them to call this right now, first drive, I was like, yeah, bro. Spagnuolo he's legit.
Yeah, he's in his bag.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean, again, watch what Martin's telling y'all guys. Look at it right now. Like, look at the initial look that you're giving you. They're showing you maybe too high press Tampa 2. You know what I mean? And then they're just going to switch from that Tampa 2 to look at the back.
That's nasty.
Into quarters, man.
Right. That's nasty. Like
coverage. And look at the coverage. Look at how it took everything away. Like,
exactly.
What do you expect Tua to do in this? Look at how everything is just blanketed. Everything's gone.
Like the same way we praise Mike McDaniel for his schematics, is the exact same way Spag has with defense, bro. That was just nasty to watch, bro.
Dolphins got a punt. Just nasty work by Steve Spagnuolo. Like, I mean, you're right, man. You're right, man. When you're right, you're right. So, all right, let's keep it rolling here. So now the Dolphins are going to get the ball back after a Chiefs punt. Coach AJ says, no disrespect to others, but I'm watching the All-22 film from guys who actually played the position. Appreciate you, Coach. You know what time it is. So now the Dolphins get the ball back after a Chiefs punt, 1st and 10 after a 6-yard Mostert run was followed by a 12-yard end around from Waddle. Tua's under center, Mostert and single back, 21 personnel, wide receiver to east side for Miami. Chiefs are initially going to show cover 1. They're going to shift to cover 2. And watch Smythe. He's going to motion. Tua's going to fake the toss. He's going to come back to his right and watch the move. He's going to duck, dodge, and dive O'Menahue like Patches O'Houlihan taught him to play dodgeball. Tyreek breaks off his route that was massively disrupted by a hold Sneed gets flagged for, gets free for Tua to find 6 yards.
Mm-hmm. No, that was just a great quarterback evade by Tua on that play.
That's nasty, huh? Look at this.
Mm-hmm.
You ever seen
that? Dodge.
Look at that. Yeah, the 5 Ds all there.
Yeah.
Let's
but that's Tua. That's vintage Tua. I don't necessarily like him doing that too often in as far as going against NFL players, just because he's not as athletic as he is on this level as he was in college or even high school. So
Yeah.
I just like him playing the conventional pocket passer. But when he can get away with it, go ahead, man. Pull that out every now and then.
You ready for it? Cha-ching!
Mm,
It's dime time. So,
okay.
1st and 10 after the holding is enforced on that play, actually. 2 under center. Mosers is a single back, 2 wide receivers stacked to left, 21 personnel for Miami. KC is going to shift from cover 1 to more of like a cloud 3-1 look here. Julian Hill's going to motion. 2 is going to drop an absolute dime to Tyreek on that glance, bang 8, skinny post route, whatever you want to call it, for a 17-yard gain. Absolute dart into a tight window. Love when every throw Tua makes oozes when confidence. It's a beautiful sight, man. But I mean, there you go. They love that. They love that glance route. They love that little skinny post, So right there, boom.
Especially when the running game is working,
Yeah.
But perfect timing. Tua fit it in. Pause. And that's just the way it went, man. That was a perfect play call on that play.
Yep. And guys, I want you to pay attention. This next play we're about to bring for y'all. That's an absolute dime. You're gonna see it, guys. Are y'all ready? Okay. The signs were there early on that the miscommunication and chemistry isn't, the communication and the chemistry isn't quite there with Tua Tagovailoa and Cedric Wilson. Okay. So you got 1st and 10 now. You're going to see multiple plays before we get to that final play, too, that are going to indicate that. 1st and 10 now. Tua in the split back shotgun look, 1 wide receiver to each side with Tyreek Hill in the wing back look to the left, 21 personnel. Hill's going to motion out left and back inside on an orbit. KC is going to be in cover 2 here. Watch this. Tua's going to fake the handoff. He's going to look off the screen to Tyreek that 2 defenders are going to bite up on. Tua's going to look like he's throwing the glance, bang 8, skinny post again. But Cedric is streaking into the defender. Barely gets a hand on it. It's incomplete. It's another miscommunication. We've seen Tyreek and Waddle make the adjustment on this throw, and he just doesn't. Tua's, if you watch from the God view, you'll see it. Tua's trying to lead him slightly away, and you'll see it right now. He's trying to avoid that. If you actually watch. He's going to put him a little inside towards the hashes, trying to get him away, not directly dead on right into the numbers of 20 there. Watch. See, he's trying to glance him in, right? He's trying to slide him in a little bit here. Whether he wants to break in or whatever he wants to do. I don't know whether it's a dip or that skinny post, that bang 8 we're seeing again. But he's trying to get him inside the shoulder of that overhanging defender, when if you watch Cedric, he's trying to run right through the numbers. Watch. Right? That's why he's out like that. Because he wants you to adjust to it so you don't get killed, because you're running right into the numbers. Like, he's right over top of you if he follows through on that. So, again, it's an early miscommunication. Cedric they don't know each other that well yet. He's only walked into this wide receiver 3 role over the last few weeks. This isn't a year and a half thing. This is the last few weeks. Remember, guys,
great point.
Usually Craycraft is the 3rd guy that makes this catch.
Big fact.
Last year, it was also Sherfield would make the adjustment to make this catch. Why? Because they came over from the San Francisco offense and they knew how to make the option adjustments. He doesn't know all that stuff yet. He doesn't know what Tua likes. He doesn't know how Tua reads and processes, where Tyreek, look at the work Tyreek and Waddle have been putting in with Tua. This will come in time. This is reps. But this is an early indicator that they don't have that communication and that chemistry to make these option adjustment plays yet.
That's a great point. And again, Cedric Wilson being a savvy wide receiver, I can see where he's coming from when it comes to sitting down in the vacant.
We lost him again. But, I mean, watch it here. Go ahead, Martin. You got lost again. But, I mean, watch it here, guys. He's going to watch him streak right here. He's running right into the defender. Trying to avoid him. Martin, you there?
Yeah.
I'd back out.
Can you hear me?
I'd back out and come back because you keep getting kicked. So I'd exit and come back.
Yeah.
All right. I'll run it until you come back.
All right, let me do.
I'll break it down. Don't worry. So, anyways, guys, I mean, this is, and you're going to see another play. Good design here. You're going to see another play. This isn't the only one. See, and watch how they got the orbit with Tyreek to bite the defenders. Watch the defenders. Watch the two defenders at the 40 outside the right hashes, not the one back at the 30. The two outside the right hashes over the 40-yard line. Watch how they bite on the orbit from Tyreek. Look at, see how they both vacated. So Tua knew what he was doing. Tua knew what he was throwing, and he was trying to avoid Cedric getting lit up like that. That's what he's trying to do. And Jeff Fremont's right. Mac Hollins used to be the guy that used to make this adjustment too. So it's a good play design. We've seen this executed, ladies and gentlemen. We've seen this executed from Waddle, from Tyreek. It just wasn't done. So it is what it is. Come back to it. Dolphin Dirtbag says to me, do you think they're phasing Berrios out with the emergence of Wilson? No, man. For my Patreons and channel members, they know I reported a couple weeks ago, guys, Berrios has been dealing with, I heard weeks ago when we got Claypool, the week we got Claypool, I heard Berrios' knee was quote unquote messed up. I don't know where he's at right now. That was what I heard a couple weeks ago. So it'll get there, man. This timing and the chemistry, it'll get there, man. It'll get there. And Achan's going to be back coming off, man. I can't wait till we get back. I can't wait. So, another miscommunication. It kind of is what it is. It is what it is. Martin is back. What's going on, brother? You're good now. You're good.
Mm-hmm.
So you want anything you want to add to this? Because I even showed people, watch how the two defenders bite up on the orbit, right? Look at how easy they bite. Look at, right?
Mm-hmm.
You opened it. Like, Tua knew what he was doing. Like Cedric was clearly the one who didn't know what he was doing. He got lit up because of it.
And I'll try to make this brief. I think what people need to learn how to wrap their mind around is that this is the type of offense where it's not just a cookie cutter offense. Everything is tailor made to quarterback wide receiver relationships, meaning you have to understand where your quarterback needs you to be. Yeah. And equally, you have to understand that your receiver needs to course to where he needs you to be. If that makes any type of sense, it's a tailor-made offense where it's almost like having a one-of-one type of Air Jordans or something like that. Like that's the type of offense that you're operating in right here. So when it comes to those nuances of being in certain places at certain times, that's what works with this offense. And if you're not in that rhythm just yet, it's going to take almost 2, 3, almost 4 games for you to really understand, like, okay, this is what I need to do. So hopefully they get it together sooner than later.
McDaniel made it seem like Craycraft will be activated soon. Who gets cut? I put my answer in the chat, but just for those that don't see it, I think the one that'll get cut is Robbie Chosen, and they'll try and put him back on the practice squad. He's the one that they've had inactive since they brought Claypool up.
Yeah.
So, sure. I mean, this scheme is heavily reliant. It wouldn't matter if it was Tua or someone else, ladies and gentlemen. This scheme is heavily reliant on timing. That's what the West Coast offense has always been like that. It's always been like that. Mm-hmm. Go back to Montana, right? Well, and I'm talking about, guys, you don't know how big of a old quarterback buff Martin is. The guy sits there and watches games from the 80s and the 70s. So, going back to the Bill Walsh inception of this offense, it's always been timing based. It's always been. So this is not
the footwork is directly tied to the route concepts in perfection. Yeah,
exactly. You know what it is.
Mm-hmm.
So look who we're talking to. All right, so we're going to get another one, too, in a couple plays. Don't worry, guys. In about 8 plays, we'll be coming back to another miscommunication. So we're going to get there soon. 3rd and 10 now. 2 in the gun. 2-by-2 receiver set. Moser to his left. 10 personnel from Miami. Kansas City's going to shift from cover 1 to Tampa 2 post-snap. Tua, he's going to drop it perfectly back shoulder to Waddle, who's running that corner pylon route. Adjust to make the big catch for a much-needed 3rd down conversion and a 17-yard gain deep into KC territory. But wait, Dolphins are called for an illegal shift by Cedric Wilson.
Yep. And to be honest, what kind of took me aback was it felt like Tua kind of sped into that play. You know what I mean? Like normally he's always looking to see if everybody's set and everybody's ready, and it kind of felt like Tyreek and
Saw something.
yeah, absolutely. He knew per the pre coverage that you know what.
Yeah, I got
Waddle might be open here. Let me hurry up and get this playoff. But
I got that hole. Yeah.
But you still have to have a inner sense of patience to make sure
to the outside, right? That press to the outside, and then the box defender lined up over. I mean.
Yeah, at the line of scrimmage. Yeah. So he knew.
And they carried a linebacker with them too. Like that's a mismatch all day, right?
Mm-hmm. He knew.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying it looked like he kind of sped into that, and that was a great catch by Jalen Waddle.
And it was a great handling of a bad snap by Tua Tagovailoa. It's not a good snap too. Watch the snap.
There was a litany of not so great snaps. That one is relatively decent compared to other ones that I saw later on. In the film.
People missed it. Right before the Tua fumble at the end of the game, he had a snap off Tua's left hip too. Right before that.
Right. Hey, we're gonna get to it, man. We're gonna get to it. Trust me.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like when you actually, there's things, man. So it's always good to watch back.
Right?
100%
subtlety. Mm-hmm.
All 22 never lies if you know how to watch it, brother.
Mm-hmm.
3rd and 15 now after the penalty. 2 in the gun. Ahmed to his left. 2 receivers stacked out to the left, with Tyreek as the wing back to that side and 1 receiver to the right. 11 personnel. Quarters for the Chiefs. Waddle's going to motion out left here. Tua's going to pump off the screen to Tyreek and try the little flip play to Ahmed. Man, if he breaks that, he's gone. But like we said earlier, Robert Jones and Armstead, you guys have to clean up Drew Tranquil here. Remember, everyone knows I love Drew Tranquil. I wanted him as a free agent, remember? But losing a 2-on-1 like that is unacceptable. Watch this, guys. How do you got 2 men here. Look at all that space, ladies and gentlemen.
Right.
If he breaks that tackle,
that might be a touchdown.
Ladies and gentlemen, if Devon Achane is healthy for this game, that's a touchdown.
Yeah, but even Ahmed at this point, if the blocks, at least one of them makes that block on Drew Tranquil, I think Ahmed goes to the end zone and he scores on that play. It doesn't matter who was that running back on that play, they score.
Yeah, that hurts when you look at that, bro.
Yeah. Nah, it's a bottom line. You can't
have a good game. You see him and you expect him to at least pick this up. Him and Jones miss this, and then people will see later on. He whiffed on a key sack, on a key down. He's the one that didn't pick up the man.
It's a great play call. Great play call, but poor execution by the offensive line to the left.
Say it one more time, Martin. What's the key? What's the word of the day right there?
Execution.
Poor execution. Yes, sir. Unbelievable.
Great play call, poor execution right there on Armstead and Rob. And let me tell you something. Rob Jones, I don't wish injury on nobody, but you can tell he wasn't working on his craft while he was on the side waiting his turn. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of things.
Look at this. Oh, come on, man. You see this? Martin just dipped out there. He's back. Painful. Just poor execution on basic stuff, man, that you got to be cleaning up. You back? You're good?
Yeah.
Are you
I don't know, man.
Where's you in like the corner of the house with the worst Wi-Fi?
I got to be quiet like a church mouse. You hear me?
Yeah.
But nah, man. It's tough play. Yeah, tough play, man. Could have been bigger than it was.
Yeah, for sure, could have been much bigger. Could have been a tie ball game. Still 7-0 as the Dolphins defense stands their ground again, forcing a punt. 1st and 10, 2 in the gun. Ahmed to his right, one receiver to each side with Tyreek in the wingback look to the left. 11 personnel for Miami. KC will rotate from cover 1 to cover 2. Ahmed will shift in the backfield to his left side. And it's going to be a forward toss on the jet sweep for Tyreek that gains about 10 yards before he's pushed out of bounds.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, easy flip, but, get him going, man. Easy flip to get him going. I like this play. I like the design.
So do I. Good stuff. Man, one of those is going to break off for a touchdown this year, I'm telling you.
Bro, Tyreek is like Sonic the Hedgehog sometimes. Bro.
All right. So on this play, we're going to have a drop and a non-call. 2nd and 9 after a 1-yard Ahmed run. 2 under center. Ahmed in the single back. 1 receiver to each side. 21 personnel for Miami. Cover 2 press for KC on this play. Ingold's going to motion to the right from the backside. Tua is going to fake the toss to Ahmed. Bootleg back to his left side. Step up in the pocket and drop a dime in the bracket coverage to Tyreek on his corner route. Oh. Now, go back here. I want you to watch Tyreek, guys, off the snap. Okay, bottom of your screen at the 40-yard line. Now, Tyreek still has to make this catch, but watch. The defender is going to face mask him.
Illegal hands to the face.
Illegal hands to the face. No flag. But even if it does throw out the timing a little bit, Tua dropped it on the money. You should be at the opponent 30 right now. You got to make that catch, brother. You got to make that catch.
And I would have assumed that Tyreek Hill kind of dives for that, just based off of how urgent it is.
Hit him right in the hands.
It did, but I'm just saying to assure the catch. You know what I mean?
Have you noticed not a lot of people dive nowadays, though?
Yeah, they don't. They don't, man. Collarbone. One of my best wide receivers from high school practice. He's going all out, man. He dives for a football in practice, breaks his collarbone out for the season. So I get it, man.
Well, did you see Keenan Allen in the post game? Did you see Keenan Allen's collarbone in the post game when he was being interviewed?
But that's his natural collarbone.
No, that's from an injury. He had the same injury as Anthony Richardson, and he never got it fixed.
Exactly. Yeah. It's normal. It's normal for him now, man. That collarbone is just.
Did you see that thing? That thing was ridiculous.
Yeah. He's a mutant.
Yeah, for people that don't know what we're talking about, I'll show you quickly before we get back to the film. I'm talking about this picture. Look at Keenan Allen's collarbone right there. That's because he had the same injury as Anthony Richardson, but he didn't get it surgically repaired.
Right. He wears like a badge of honor.
Yeah, he's nuts. So, anyways, all right, let's
keep rolling
here. Yeah, that's hilarious. 3rd and 9 now. 2 in the gun. Ahmed to his right, trips left, and 1 receiver to the right. 10 personnel. Chiefs, they're gonna shift from cover 2 to cover 1. 2 is gonna ID Wilson as the hot in the vacated space because he knows Justin Reed, the safety's coming up on a blitz with Wilson Jr. short slant wide open. 1 man to beat, 7 yards downfield. But Jeff Wilson gets caught thinking and looking ahead about what he's going to do after he makes the catch instead of actually making the catch.
Right.
Listen, I remember this point. We're 11 pass plays in. You know what I said to myself when I was taking my notes? You know what I said to myself? Everyone's letting them down right now. Tyreek with the drop. You know what I mean? Everyone was the run game wasn't going at this point. The run game wasn't helping him out. He's being let down right now. These first 11, the Cedric Wilson flag where he should have had us down to the 30, right? Look at Tyreek and Waddle should have had us down to the 30, but a drop and a flag on 2 different drives. We should have been in a position to put points up. We should at least be in the position of we should have 6 points on the board right now. They're just letting them down. So, anyways, Dolphins punt. Now they get it back after another KC punt. Thank God our defense, they woke up and stepped onto the bus out of the hotel. First and 10 after that KC punt, like I mentioned. Ingold's going to motion to the split back shotgun, look for Tua right there. One receiver split to each side, 21 personnel from Miami. Chiefs show Tampa 2 pre-snap, but they're going to drop to cloud 3-1 look with Ingold. He's going to orbit motion to his left. Tua's going to fake the toss to Moser. Then he tosses a bomb to Jalen Waddle running a pylon route. And that ball goes through the arms of Waddle in tight coverage for an incompletion. Now, look at Julian Hill leaking out right there on that arrow route. I mean, listen, you had the shot, you took it. You actually dropped a dime. But, man, you got this Julian Hill arrow route. Easy to ID if you go to high to low to that side. Doesn't see it. Man, tough one, Martin.
Right. I get the shot, but like how you're saying right now, if you read the coverage accordingly, Julian Hill is the one to go to. But I think he just wanted to take a shot with Jalen Waddle. That's really what it boiled down to. He wanted to make a big play. But I mean, take your gimmies when they give it to you.
Yeah, and we've seen Tua do that a lot. He takes what the defense gives to him, and he's not. Look at what he did against the Patriots when they had that 3 high shell the first time we faced them. Just taking what they gave him, they diced them. This one, he's just taking shots, right? But it's first down. You can afford to take this shot. But you read this high to low, man. I mean, it's there all day, baby.
And you also have to consider that the free safety is like super high.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Make that cut, like he can make that right easy.
So just be within yourself, within the nature of the play. Read the defense and get the ball out to the guy that you know should be open on that play.
Man, he dropped a dime though, eh?
He did. He did.
Waddle should have made that catch a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm just saying, like. I want y'all to see.
He put it in there. He put it in there for him. Yeah, he put it in there for him.
Like Tua made the throw, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know what to say. Should he have taken Julian Hill? Me and Martin are both saying 110%. Read it high to low, take Hill. But he made the throw. I mean, I don't know what else. I can't knock the guy for making the throw.
Right.
I mean, Jalen Waddle just looks in disarray. Like he didn't track the ball well. That's what looks like happened on his end. Right? Oof. Oof.
And can I say something too?
Say it.
It might not be a popular take, but Jalen Waddle out of Alabama was a different attitude than the Jalen Waddle we're getting out of Miami. Like I don't know if y'all peeped game, but Jalen Waddle at Alabama had like a mean mug on his face every time I seen him at Alabama. But in Miami, biggest smile ear to ear, happy to be in Miami, happy to play in the NFL. It's like this ain't the same cutthroat Waddle I'm used to. You feel me? Like it's just a different Jalen Waddle that we're messing with right here. But hopefully he gets back to that, because that dude was like the ultimate joker on the field, bro, when he was in his bag mentally. So I don't know, man. I think the switch has to come on for him soon, bro, because he can be easily one of the top receivers in this league when he's in that.
Yeah. All right. Well, it is what it is. Now it's 2nd and 10. 2 in the gun. Moser will motion from his left to the right in the backfield. Guys over 250 in the room. Smash that like button. Trips bunch to the left. 11 personnel for Miami. Wilson motions out of the left off the snap. Cover 2 for KC. 2 is going to bootleg back to his left off the fake. The coverage to that side is good, and their only thing really open is the swing route back against Tua's body to the right, targeting Mostert. I mean, pressure comes heavy and puts Tua in a tough spot. You see here, he tries to throw it to Mostert, but it's incomplete. He's flagged for intentional grounding here. You know, I wasn't really a fan of these bootlegs on this game, man. We didn't get one positive play out of them, I don't think. And if we did get a positive play, it took the receiver adjusting because of the pressure, and it was a short gain at best.
Yeah. It obviously seemed like a newly installed play. If I'm Tua and I roll out that way, you're already automatically outside of the pocket. If you don't see what you need to see on that play, as far as the front side wide receiver, throw that thing out of bounds, bro. Next play.
Yeah. All right, now it's 3rd and 20, after the intentional grounding. 2 in the gun, 2x3 receiver set for Miami, empty backfield. KC will drop to Tampa 2 out of a cover 2 shell, like a cover 2 off look. Cedric Wilson's going to motion inside to the right. left side of the field is going to be covered well. And Tyreek had a man over the top of him when he breaks to the second level on his go route. Tua is forced out to his left. Jeff Wilson Jr. breaks off his flat route, comes back to the middle and gives Tua a target. Tua hits them, but they only pick up 10 of the 20 yards needed.
I mean,
again,
another great defensive play call by Steve Spagnuolo. There wasn't too much going on as far as where to go and who to hit, but also great pass protection by the offensive line on that play to get Tua, more than 4 or 5 seconds. I like what I saw at the offensive line on that play.
Yeah. All right, Dolphins get the ball back now with a little over 2.5 minutes left in the first half. After a 13-play, 95-yard drive for the Chiefs, results in a touchdown to make it 14-0 and takes 8:28 off the clock. 2nd and 1 after a 9-yard Ahmed run. 2 in the gun, Ahmed to his left, 1 receiver to the left. Trips wide receivers split out to the right, 11 personnel, cover 1 for KC. Waddle, he has a great release off the line of scrimmage with fantastic footwork, gets separation on his slant. Tua drives a football for completion and 14 yards. Easy first down. I mean, guys, go back. Watch the orange cleats at the top of your screen here. I mean, look at this release. Clean money.
Right. That was great execution. Right read, no hesitation by Tua. Ball was right on the money, right on the spot.
Yeah, that was a good throw. Good release by Waddle, man. Jeez.
Mm-hmm.
You know what's funny too? When have you seen Waddle and Hill's jerseys messed up by the end of the game? They were messed up because they were getting tackled after they were they weren't having a ton of room.
Kansas City's defense is the top 5 defense. Not necessarily based off of physicality or what have you, but they are a top 5 read and
react defense right now. I believe that's what Martin was trying to say there before he
extremely well.
Yeah, you cut out a little bit. You were trying to say read and react defense.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, bro.
Yeah, it's been in and out, man. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, but no, I'm just saying that the Kansas City Chiefs are top 5 in read and react defensively.
Yeah.
When they see the keys offensively, they don't hesitate.
Yeah,
they get right to the football. So, well coached.
All right, 1st and 10, 2 in the gun. Ahmed to his left, 2 receivers stacked to the left with Cedric Wilson Jr. motioning from that side to the right. 11 personnel. We got a cover 6-4-2 look for Kansas City here. Bears is going to motion out left. 2 is going to throw an absolute dart to Tyreek on the slant for a nice snag, and a little move after the catch. Whoop! And 19-yard gain by Tyreek.
Mm-hmm. Hey, man, Drew Tranquil was everywhere, by the way. This dude was making all types
Remember, I wanted him as a
but,
free agent, remember?
Yeah, man, yeah. But, I mean, he went where he went. But what a play by Tyreek Hill. Snagged it.
Yeah. If only those hands showed up all the time. All right. 1st and 10. 2 in the pistol. 2 wide receivers stacked to the left. 1 to the right. 11 personnel. Chiefs are going to drop from cover 6-4-2 to cover 2 here. Barrows will motion to the right. 2 is going to take Smythe leaking out into the flats after coming across the backside of the formation to the left. Short gain for 2 yards, but Smythe knocks Snead good. Refs caught. Watch. Snead's going to shake his head right there, and they brought him off the field for that. He got sent to the 10.
Yeah, man. I was a little nervous about Snead, the cornerback for the Kansas City Chiefs.
Right there, yeah, he took.
Like he looked dazed, bro. Look at his head.
Yeah, that's why they sent him to the tent, the spotter.
Yeah.
Remember the time?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
It looked bad, bro.
Yeah, but he came back later, I think, though. 2nd and 7, 2 in the gun. Ahmed to his left, doubles to each side with the wide receivers. 11 personnel for Miami. Cover 2 press for the Chiefs. Cedric Wilson will motion to the left. It's going to be a screen to Tyreek, who's going to get stopped up, but instead of being whistled dead on the forward progress, play is allowed to continue. Tyreek fumbles, and it's returned by Brian Cook for a touchdown with 33 seconds left. 21-0. Absolutely ugly.
Massive play by the defense. Massive.
Do you think he should have
And
been?
it,
Do you think he should have been whistled dead for forward progress?
I think Durham Smythe should have made the block on McDuffie.
Yeah.
But again, it was a miss. That lack of execution on that play. And again, if there's I keep saying this, if there's any player that you need to throw screens to, it has to be Braxton Berrios, just because he's used to this. You know what I mean? He's used to securing the football. He's used to finding those creases. So I mean, personnel, man, use them appropriately, man. And that play shifted everything, bro. It really did.
Bro, Ahmed's just nothing but almost when it comes to tackles. He almost made the tackle too. But
Yeah.
Smythe, man. Oof.
Smythe missed the block.
There's a lot of questions here, like about the possession, about forward progress. This is just a bang play, man. Look at this.
Funky. It's funky.
Ugly. And like, guys, here's the other thing. How many defensive players do you see have the wherewithal to lateral it? Yet we run into the one team that does have the wherewithal to lateral it for a touchdown. Look at this.
I mean, that's what makes them a great team. You feel me? Small things like that. You know what I mean?
Like, just couldn't catch a break, huh?
21-0.
Yeah, 21-0. Boom. Oh. Come on.
Use Braxton Berrios in that play, and I love Tyreek Hill as far as his playmaking ability, but we can use him in other aspects of the game, you know. But utilize players that excel in those situations, like Braxton Berrios. That's all I'm saying.
All right. So, 1st and 10 after the fumble return for a touchdown with 33 seconds left in the half. 2 in the gun. Ahmed to his left. 2 wide receivers stacked to each side. Quarters for KC. 2 is going to hit Ahmed on the stab route for a short gain in front of the sticks as the defender gets his hands in there to try and break up the pass. Ahmed holds on to it. 5-yard gain. Right read, right throw. Coverage is pretty good downfield.
Yeah. I mean, just you know, just overall great pass protection again. I love it when they give Tua this type of time, because Tua literally cooked when he has this type of time. I wish it just would have converted on this drive, at least for a field goal.
Yeah. All right, 2nd and 5, 2 in the gun. Ahmed to his right, 2 wide receivers split out to the left, 2 wide receivers stacked to the right, 11 personnel for Miami. Cover 6-2-4 for the Chiefs. And 2 is going to overthrow the deep out to Cedric Wilson for the incompletion. You got to see, I think you got to take the shot here to Tyreek on that corner right there. He got no defender underneath right there, because, you know, and you got a one-on-one matchup with that cushion over top. I mean, especially in a position where you need big yardage fast. There's only 33 seconds. I'm reading this left side. There's underneath. There's I don't know, man. There's more to that right side than there is to that left side.
Yeah, when you have the out corner combo route combination, and you get a quarters coverage, the only thing you have to do is read that cornerback. As soon as that cornerback bites on that out route, man, you got it. You got it right there, you know. But again, to anticipating, release the ball, put it in the vicinity. But that corner route is obviously one that you want to try to make on that play.
Yeah, and we've seen him make it all the time.
Sure, yeah.
It is what it is. Need big yardage fast. I would reek all day, baby. Especially over Cedric, right? 3rd and 5, 2 in the gun. Ahmed to his right, 1x2 receiver set with a right side stack. 11 personnel for Miami. KC will drop to Tampa 2 on this play. I don't think Tua liked the downfield coverage. Potential bracket on Claypool on this play, so he takes Ahmed underneath on the drag, throws behind him and incomplete. I mean, chance for a big play if the ball is out ahead of Ahmed and he makes the catch. up that left sideline because there's tons of space and a chance to get out of bounds and stop the clock too. Instead, Miami's going to have to punt with 18 seconds left in the half.
That's a great point about Chase Claypool being bracketed. But even so, I think the coverage is still enough to where you can attempt like a back shoulder kind of jump ball to Claypool, where the safety could not make a play on that football. Almost around between the numbers and the sideline. Like I think Tua can make a throw to that vicinity and let Chase Claypool make a play for him, and he was looking that way too. So, but again, I think you want to build trust first. That's what it really boils down with Tua. He needs to trust you before he puts you in that situation.
Yep. All right. So another punt with 18 seconds left. So, all right. Now we get the ball to start the second half here. Still down 21-0. Mostert starts the drive off with a 3-yard run, and he follows up with an 11-yard run that's called back due to offensive holding. So it's 2nd and 17 here. Tua in the gun. Ahmed to his right. 2 wide receivers stacked to left. 1 split out to the right. 11 personnel for Miami. Cover 2 press for KC, but Julian Hill's motion is going to drop them to cover 6-4-2 look. And this is another example of their lack of chemistry, I think, here. Tua's going to watch this.
Right.
Tua's going to throw Martin's favorite route, the wheel route, up that right sideline, and you're going to see the lack of chemistry. On a play where we'd see Tyreek or Waddle adjust to the back shoulder throw, Cedric doesn't even try, and it's just incomplete.
Yeah, he doesn't quite know where it's going.
Right here, right? He doesn't even see it. Yeah.
But regardless, I think Tua still could have stayed on the play side, the main play side. And if you read the coverage, it could have been like a hill to hill kind of read, Tyreek Julian.
Yeah.
But he gave Cedric an opportunity. But again, the lack of
Chemistry.
the lack of chemistry. That's really what this all boils down to.
Yeah. Because you can see what he's throwing, and you can see Cedric didn't even think about it, right? Didn't adjust. But then you watch the touchdown pass, and he adjusted like he was listening, right? So anyways, 3rd and 17, 2 in the gun, empty backfield, 3-by-2 receiver set, Casey in quarters. Coverage is going to be solid downfield, so 2 is going to move up in the pocket, take off for 7-yard gain. 10 yards short of the first down. Dolphins have to punt.
Yeah, man.
I mean, that's just what it is. I mean, listen, when you watch this again, look at the coverage downfield, ladies and gentlemen. What are you going to do right there? There's nothing you can do except stepping up and scrambling off for the 7-yard gain. It is what it is. So punting again.
Yeah, I think the coverage is perfect, on this type of play. But I still love the fact that Tua's playing smarter. He's playing smarter, not harder.
Yeah.
Because in the past he used to just want to do Superman, Superman football. But now he's playing way, way smarter.
Yeah, I agree. Yep. All right. 1st and 10 after Casey's first punt of the second half first drive of the second half ends in a punt. Still 21-0 KC at this point. 2 is in the pistol. 2 receivers split to the right. Ingold is tight. That's to the left. On this play, we got cover 6 for the Chiefs, 4-2. And 2 is going to fake the handoff. Coverage downfield is good, so he's just going to take Wilson Jr. on the swing route. He turns it into a 12-yard gain here. Even running through tackles after the catch, Wilson Jr. to me offers you more than Ahmed. He falls forward,
right.
He doesn't go north-south, baby, not east-west.
Yeah, no disrespect. He's just a better football player. That's all it is. Just a better football player. And I don't know if Mike McDaniel is going to give Tua the reins, but when Tua sees a specific coverage that he knows is going to stop the route concept that's been called,
Yeah.
I need Mike McDaniel to allow Tua to audible, man. I need him to audible to a play, like almost like Peyton Manning, to a play that will be successful against that coverage. Because again, there's been a lot of opportunities for Tua to really, manipulate the play calling to really put them in the best opportunity to win.
Yeah.
But maybe that's something that they need to work on collectively in the locker room and in the film room and on the practice field.
Mm. All right, 1st and 10, Tua in the pistol power left, one receiver to each side, as well as Tyreek Hill is in his wingback look to the right side, 11 personnel. Cover 2 for KC, but Hill's motion is going to move them to quarters. Coverage is good again, so Tua takes Smythe leaking out on the flat route for an 8-yard gain right there. And there you go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. Overall, Spagnuolo, excuse me, he's still nasty.
Yeah.
Spagnuolo is still nasty. They brought that cornerback back on that blitz on that play. 201 at Waddle now, but
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a nasty defensive play call, bro. I don't think people understand like what Spagnuolo is actually cooking up right now, bro. And again on the footwork, he wanted Jalen Waddle right now, but didn't have him check down.
All right. So 1st and 10 here. After a 6-yard Jeff Wilson Jr. run. Tua. Oh, sorry, hold on. I believe this is first. Yeah, this is what is it? I think we got. Anyways, so you see here 1st and 10 after a 6-yard Jeff Wilson run. Chase Claypool motioned out of a split back shotgun look to the left side to give a trips look. 11 personnel. Chiefs in a cloud 3-1. Tua takes the handoff and bootlegs back to his right side, throws across his body to Tyreek on the drag, shallow crosser for 7 yards. Again, not a fan of these bootlegs to the weak side because the pressure usually comes free and puts Tua in a check down situation automatically.
Mm-hmm. I agree, but I still love the play fake. Yeah, the play fake was nasty. The rollout was relatively clean, but he did have Cedric Wilson in that second window. You know what I mean? And this is where your savvy as a quarterback has to kind of kick in, like to expect what the defense is expecting from you. When you see Tyreek Hill running across the field, best believe that entire defense is swarming towards him, meaning that backside over route should be the route you hit if you can manipulate defense, which Tua is infamous for with his eyes. Manipulate that defense the right way, flip your hips, and then fire that football in the middle of the field to that second window throw to Cedric. I think that would have worked out better, but regardless, still a completion, still a positive game.
All right, so third and 3 after Jeff Wilson run gains nothing. 2 in the gun, Moser to his right, trips bunch out to the left, and 1 receiver to the right, 11 personnel for Miami. Cover 6-4-2 for KC, but they'll drop to a cover 3-1 look, like cloud 3-1 look after with the safety staying outside the right hashes as Barrios motions inside, then back out. Tua hits Smythe on the hitch, but he's got to read the busted coverage with no help up top because Waddle is going to run his go route, and he's got his hands up, and that's a layup for 6.
I understand this is about down and distance, situational football. You're trying to get the first down, but my goodness, when you read the coverage the right way and you see that safety on that side of the field has completely committed to the box, you already know what to do with that football, bro.
Yeah.
You already, no matter what down it is, you know what to do with that football, bro. But you can't necessarily blame him though. Down in distance, he saw what he saw.
They'll just go back,
completed the football.
Something he missed. That's all.
Right. Mm-hmm.
They're not gonna because he got the first down. They're not gonna overly fault him.
That's true, but I'm just saying, that those safeties.
Oh, it's there. You got to read that.
Yeah, you gotta ID that. You gotta notice that. You have to let that ball go.
Now we do end up scoring on this drive, so I mean it doesn't necessarily bite us in the you know what, but still.
Either or, yeah.
First and 10 now. 2 under center, I formation, 1-by-1 receiver set for Miami, 21 personnel, cover 2 press for KC. Ingold's going to motion out to the left, make it a strong eye for the Dolphins. 2 is going to fake the toss. Cedric Wilson loses his balance off the jam and falls away, taking the first progression away. Coverage downfield is good. Tyreek get hauled down, and he drew a flag. Tua wanted a flag at the end of the scramble there for being hit in the back a little bit. Down for a sack at the line of scrimmage, but Tyreek did draw the flag here, so it ends up being a positive play. And Tua wants a – that is a late – Tua's got a case there, to be honest with
you. It was. But again, they're allowing these guys to play football.
Are they?
I think so because I remember when Mahomes scrambled on one play, Zach Seiler had a clear elbow to the face, and they let it slide, so – I think they were just letting him play football, but that's still a smart play by Tua. Like he's maturing. He's understanding how crucial his health is, and he's not taking no more risks. He's just playing the quarterback position how it needs to be played to preserve himself.
And now on this play, we're going to see the chemistry and understanding we need to see from Tua and Cedric more. 2nd and 5 after a 5-yard run by Mostert. 2 in the pistol. 1 receiver splits to the left, 2 receivers stacked to the right, 11 personnel. Smythe's going to motion to the right, shifting the Chiefs into cover 1 press. Cedric's going to run a post corner here. He's going to jab step to fake the post and then break out towards the back corner of the end zone. Tua puts it up back on a back shoulder throw that Cedric adjusts to beautifully finally and makes the big touchdown grab, putting the Dolphins on the board. This is the chemistry and understanding they need to be more consistent with. They understood each other on this one.
Right.
And it's probably because he got an earful. It's probably because Cedric got an earful on the last one. Right? So not necessarily on Tua, but yeah. So good play. That's 7.
Yeah. What a read. It was a dime by Tua. And said he big boy that man. He big boy.
Yeah.
He big boy.
Look at this guy stepping into the wide receiver 3 role.
For real. For real, man.
Nice throw by Tua.
Excellent throw.
See how his head was on the swivel too after the snap? Look at his head after the snap. Look at that. Middle, left, middle, and then he makes the throw. Good stuff.
Easy.
All right. Now, Dolphins defense forces a fumble, and Miami starts in KC territory. 1st and 10 after holding call on Austin Jackson negates a 4-yard run by Mostert. 2 in the gun, Mostert to his left, 1 receiver to the left, trips right, 21 personnel. Cover 6-2-4 for KC, but they dropped the quarters on Mostert's motion out to the left. And the coverage is good downfield. 2 is forced out to his right and ends up taking a sack at the line of scrimmage from my boy who I wanted to draft, not Channing Tindall. And he went 1 pick after Channing Tindall, Leo Chanel.
Chanel.
Man, that was the pick.
I know. And again, I don't know what threw us off when Leo Chanel fell to us right there. And we just went with Channing Tindall, but hey, it is what it is. We another draft whiff, just like Creed Humphrey, But regardless, I still like that play from Tua. He's still playing smart. He doesn't see what he needs to see. There's no need to panic. Slide, you're good.
All right, so 2nd and 20 now. 2 in the gun, Mostert to his left, 2-by-1 receiver set. 11 personnel for Miami. Cover 2 press for KC, but they'll drop to Tampa 2. 2 is going to have Hill on the dig route, but the ball is a tad behind Tyreek, who can't make the catch, though it hits him right in the hands, and it's got to make this throw. This is a routine play for these 2 guys, and you'll see here on the God view, you will see it hits Tyreek in the hand. Got to make this throw better, but also got to make this catch. This is routine guys, man. Like there.
What kind of stood out to me was I don't know why Waddle keeps slipping. You know what I mean? Waddle keeps slipping on those in breaker routes, and I'm like, why is he doing that? Like, what's going on? And this is not the first week I've seen this happen with Jalen Waddle. I'm not sure what's going on with him, but regardless, tough window to make that throw, and it's slightly behind Tyreek Hill, so just a miss, and that would have been a big play to put us in position to at least kick a field goal.
Yeah, for real. All right, keeping it rolling. 3rd and 20 now. 2 in the gun, empty backfield. 3-by-2 look for Miami receiver set wise. KC shifts to cover 4 at the snap. Coverage is going to be good downfield, so 2 is going to take Jeff Wilson Jr. on the flat route after he chips and leaks out. 10-yard gain, but Chris Jones is also flagged for unnecessary roughness, half the distance to the goal. And then after this, Raheem Mostert would run it in on the next play to make it 21-14 just before the third quarter ends.
On my notes, I put blanketed as far as the coverage, but I also put on here snap with question mark. You know what I mean? Like when you see the snap from the God view, it's kind of meh. You know what I mean?
I didn't even
he
watch
snaps
it.
football.
Oh yeah, it is. Yeah, it's low and away to the right. Yeah.
Yeah, like there's, and again, we talked about this when he was initially injured. We said we would take those type of snaps as long as we get the same type of blocking that we get from Connor Williams. So it's a catch-22 when it comes to Connor Williams. But again, that's something that Tua needs to understand, that hey, you gonna get a crapshoot when it when it comes to the snapping with Connor Williams. So just be prepared. That's all. Yeah. Just be prepared for the unexpected. Expect the unexpected.
All right, 21-14 still after another KC punt. 2nd and 6 on this next play that's going to be coming up here after this throw. Boom, right there. So after that, it's we score after that play thanks to the Chris Jones unnecessary roughness, and then Mostert runs it in. So 2nd and 6 after 3 straight Mostert runs for 5-8 and a fumble that gained no yards but recovered by Claypool. 2nd and 6, 2 in the split back shotgun look, 1 receiver to each side, 21 personnel for Miami, cover 2 press for KC. Everything is covered again. Ingold lunges and he's going to miss a cup block, but then he's going to get up and Tua finds him with pressure bearing down, but it's no gain.
Again, the Kansas City Chiefs defense read and react extremely well. They're all in unison. They don't hesitate. They see the key and they don't hesitate. They go exactly where they need to go. It's just a well-coached defense, bro. I don't think they have like star players, on their defense at any level outside of Nick Bolton. But man, they read their keys at arguably the best. They're the best at reading keys collectively as a defense, and you got to tip your hat off to them.
Don't remind me that they drafted my linebacker man crushes back Nick Bolton and Leo Chenal.
I know, man.
Well, they drafted Trent McDuffie had pretty high pedigree when they drafted him. I don't know what
you know all the players that we technically scouted throughout the year. Kansas City and Detroit Lions have always came through with picks that we were highly, looking forward to attempting to get, like Panay Sewell, Sam Laporta, Nick Bolton, Leo Chenal.
Yeah.
I'm like Creed Humphrey. I'm like, damn, bro,
they're all different makers, and they're all different.
Yep, 100%.
All right, 3rd and 5, 2 in the gun. Mostert to his right, 2 receivers stacked to the left, 1 to the right. Tyreek has the wing back to the left side, 2-by-1 receiver set, 11 personnel from Miami. Cover 6-4-2 for the Chiefs, but they'll shift to cover 3 with the motion on this play. 2 is going to drop a beautiful ball past the sticks to Tyreek on the curl route. But watch where he places it. Outside shoulder to avoid the 2 defenders over top. Perfect play. Perfect throw. 7-yard gain. First down.
Right read, right throw. Excellent pass protection again.
Right. Chris Jones is a star. He's right. Yeah. Chris Jones.
Excellent pass protection. And again, another aspect of what Reek needs to kind of work on, in my opinion, man, just stop dancing, bro. As soon as the ball touches your hand, north and south, bro.
Yeah,
north and south, bro. You are not Antonio Brown. You are not those type of wide receivers that can just he trust me. Tyreek has the agility, but he doesn't have that natural like he don't shake people out their shoes like that. That's not what he does. But north and south acceleration, hey man, make that your bag, bro. So
all right, 1st and 10, 2 in the split back shotgun look, 2 receivers stacked to the right tight, 1 split to the left, 21 personnel from Miami, cover 6-2-4 for KC. If you watch this play here, guys and gals, 2 is going to fake the handoff, throw to Waddle on the go route, back shoulder, and he adjusts to make the catch with 1 defender over top of the 5-yard cushion. Waddle then falls forward, make sure he corrals it, 13 yards, 1st down. See, again, we're seeing the adjustments. We've seen now Waddle make this adjustment multiple times in this game that Cedric has missed on.
Mm-hmm.
So,
no, that was a clean play. Tua read it, kind of uses eye manipulation on that play, and tossed it right in the bucket, right in the hole of the defense. So good game.
Guys, everyone watch the left guard. I call this Liam looking like a pro getting away with a hold. So, 3rd and 6 after Hill picks up 3 yards on a jet sweep and Moser picks up 1 yard. 2 in the gun, empty backfield, 2x2 set. Chiefs in cover 1. Tua, he's going to hit the quick slant to Hill with pressure bearing down for 9 yards and a 1st down. Watch Liam. Look at him get his just clear hole. But look like he's going to rock bottom him. He looked like he's going to rock bottom the guy.
That's the Terron Armstead veteran hole right there. Liam pulled off.
Yeah.
But hey,
I'll take it, baby.
I'll take it. Right.
Notes. I'll take it. You're gonna hear me complain.
For real, man. Look at Liam.
All right. 2nd and 16, 2 in the gun. Jeff Wilson to his right. Trips left. 1 receiver to the right. Casey in cover 2, but they'll drop to Tampa 2. And this is a play where Armstead whiffs, ladies and gentlemen. Armstead has got to ID the free man that's going to come from the 2nd level here. And that the interior is okay. It's one-on-ones. Jackson Cotton have to win their matchup too. They get beat.
Mm-hmm.
And most of the routes on this play are long and developing. So there's not enough time. And Tua is going to get sacked for a loss of 11. Brutal. No
shot.
Yeah, no shot.
And again, shout out to Steve Spagnuolo, man. This is what makes him one of the better defensive coordinators in the league. He catches you off guard, especially when you're not expecting it. And again, the combination twist, stunts, blitzes from unorthodox positions on the defensive side. I mean, there is no way to really counter that. So,
but I expect that from the right side. But I expect Armstead to pick up his man on the left.
Agreed. Armstead was just full. He was just full on that play.
Yeah, I agree. But you've been in the league long enough. You've seen basically everything. So,
yeah.
Well, that's why we pay you the money we pay you. I'm just saying. So,
yeah.
Hey, he's fooled. It happens, but we pay you to be better than that. Now, the right side, Jackson and Cotton, I expect that from,
Yeah.
All right, 3rd and 27 now, 2 in the gun. Moser to his left. And he'll motion out horizontally. 2 receivers stacked to the left on this play. And 2 split to the right. 11 personnel for Miami. KC's going to shift from quarters to cover 2 robber look. 2 is going to throw the deep out to Waddle, and it's incomplete because he trips. There's your trip again, brother. It's the better throw than targeting Reek, because if you look at Reek, he's bracketed.
Right.
Mostert is underneath, but he won't have enough space to get to the spot of the throw. It's incomplete and short. And again, Martin brought it up. There's your tripping again.
Yeah, maybe it's a cleat, but Jalen Waddle has fallen to the ground unprofessionally entirely too many times throughout the year. I don't know what's going on with him as far as his body control, his foot control, keeping his feet underneath his center of gravity, but that's a big issue. But on that play, I probably would have just went underneath on that play to your running back, not necessarily assuming that he would. He obviously it's not going to be a 1st down, but at least you put it in the hands of a player that has room to attempt to make a play. So just be smarter. Be smarter with the football on that play.
Yeah. All right. Last chance for a drive to tie the game. 1st and 10 after 25-yard and 19-yard run from Moser to get the Dolphins to the Kansas City 31 with there's 1 minute and 17 seconds left right now. 2 in the gun, empty backfield, 3-by-2 receivers set. Mostert's going to orbit motion from the left to the right. KC is in cover 2 press. And see, here's the thing. Tua's going to have to hit. Tua doesn't hit the slant. Tua's got to hit the slant to Tyreek off that left side. You're going to see him. He's going to hesitate, and the defender's going to break off the jam on Smythe and move to that side, freeing Smythe over the middle on a shallow crosser. But the pressure is coming to the right side as Menahu has Jackson on skates. But also, there's room. If you look at the God view, there's room for Tua to step up in the pocket here too. Like you can step up and you can make this Smythe throw right there. Step up. I don't know why he pumped off Tyreek, because if you look at Tyreek initially off the release, ladies and gentlemen, he's open. It's when he pumps, he gets covered by the defender leaving Smythe. Now he's 2 on him, right? But you didn't step up in the pocket to deliver it to Smythe. You got to pump off Tyreek. If this is the idea here, you got to pump off Tyreek, step up, and throw to Smythe. He only does half of the operation. And because of that, he's got to throw it back across his body on a
very
tough
dangerous
throw
throw.
to Mostert. That's very dangerous as well. Ugly stuff, man. Just ugly stuff. And honestly, McDaniel should have ran on this play anyways. You had 44 yards in two plays, and this is the 21st ranked run defense. Run it down their throats on the final drive until they show you they can handle it.
I agree with you, and again, the middle of the field was open on that play.
Yeah.
But again, there wasn't indecisiveness.
Yeah.
And Tua still has to learn, and he's still learning how to have an instant contingency plan on every play, not to panic and do whatever he feels like doing. That could potentially turn into a worse play if he doesn't make the right read. But real quick, reading, if you can go back to the God view, I like to acknowledge our guy Liam on this play, left guard. Look at Liam, everybody, man. Look at Liam Eichenberg. Look at this guy battling. Look at him. And again, reason I heard you during the live stream as well during the game when Rob Jones went down. Everybody was like, "Oh no, not anybody but Lee." You know what I mean? But he kind of stepped in, man, and
I got no.
And he played well. He played well, bro.
All right, guys, we got it. I've been waiting to get to this play. This is a DPI that is not called. 2nd and 10, 2 in the gun, augment to his left, 1 receiver to the left, trips to the right, 11 personnel for Miami. Chiefs are going to shift from a cover 1 robber look to cover 2 press. Ahmed is going to motion left horizontally. Jalen Waddle is going to get absolutely mugged on his dig route. Tua is going to target and it's incomplete. Like, this is a no-doubter flag. All of a sudden, the referees put away them after they had called 15 flags, 15 penalties up until this point. But, put them away for this. Jalen Watson, quite frankly, gets away with one here. And I'm going to show all of you exactly what I'm talking about. So watch right here. I'll pause it for you so y'all can see that I'm not delusional. All right, let me bring that back for y'all. Okay, let me bring this back for y'all. One little frame. Look at Jalen Waddle right there. His shoulder's getting tugged.
It was aggressive.
As he's trying to run out his route.
It was aggressive by the defender.
Watch it in full frame. The problem is it's not within the 5 yards. Watch how far down the field he is. Yes, it's well past 5 yards. Watch. Look. Cousins trips because of it.
Yeah.
Now that I've got your eyes on it and you know what to look for, that's at least a hold.
At the very least, holding on the defense, 5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Now, I understand not getting the ticky-tacky. I understand that. That is blatant. Like that, the problem is Tua sees it and targets it because he thinks he's going to get the flag. Look at this. That's all that. Like, come on, man.
No call.
I'll pause it again. Look at this. Look at him being held right there. Look. I only see one hand by the defender's hip. The other hand is on Waddle's right shoulder right now.
And you know a reason equally is we need the players to be in full focus on every single play. The referees kind of fall into that trap as well. They're not necessarily fully focused on the plays as well. When they need to call certain, penalties and identify certain things going on during the course of a play. They're not necessarily on their A game either, man. So it's a mix of things going on during the course of the football game, bro.
Brother, I'm not trying to sound like a whiner or nothing, but that's a pretty bad penalty, and that's pretty blatant.
I agree.
Like ticky-tacky. And now when you watch it in full motion, you understand why he slips. It's not like the other ones. Now you understand why.
Yeah, he was being held on that play.
Yeah,
and he was looking for the flag too.
Yeah,
he was looking for it.
But he doesn't call for it. He looks for it, but doesn't call for it. I mean, it's pretty egregious, man. I don't know, bro. Like, you got to get that. You got to make that call in a key game right now.
Damn.
I mean, for number one in the AFC, I mean, come on, man. Stop letting these clowns, these zebra clowns, decide these outcomes, man. That's all I'm saying. So now we're on the infamous miss, 3rd and 10, 2 in the gun. Jeff Wilson Jr. to his right, Cedric Wilson as a lone receiver to the left, 2 receivers stacked to the right, 11 personnel, quarters for KC. They'll shift to a cover 2 robber look. Tua's going to throw the ball expecting we've showed it multiple times this game. He's expecting a back shoulder outbreak adjustment by Wilson. McDaniel even stated that in the post-game presser that the option was added to this play this week for Kansas City. That's why I questioned McDaniel. I said, why are you adding that, let alone adding it and running it with a guy who's not fully comfortable? And we've showed examples throughout this game of the chemistry and timing not being there with Tyreek and Cedric. And that's one of the reasons why McDaniel took full-on blame for this play. And Tua, brother, you don't even drive through the throw. You just sit up and float it up. Tua doesn't even drive through the throw as well. He just sits back and floats it up because he just expects it. And listen, if you watch from the God view, now we're going to show you a God view here. It's not the same God view they showed you on the broadcast. It was a little bit higher. So you don't see Tua's release point here. But if you watch, I've seen the replay. If you watch that high replay from the goalpost, from the broadcast, you see Tua's release is not right. It looks like he realizes mid-release, Cedric streaking, and he's already decided to throw the back shoulder out route. And that's why the release isn't even clean. The ball, when it comes out of his hands initially, actually wobbles a little bit. But you don't see it there. You don't see it there because we lose track of the ball.
With the naked eye, it just looks like a really bad miss, man.
But if you look at this view, they have a view on the broadcast. It's the same view, but it's higher. And you see Tua's release. It looks like he's okay, he's decided this back shoulder adjustment throw, but he realizes Cedric streaking and he sees no one over top, and he's like, oh crap. And the release out of his hand isn't fluid. I believe even Omar Kelly might have talked about that as well. It's evident you see the higher view during the broadcast. You see it. Yeah,
that was a brain freeze. That was a brain freeze. And again, even if you see damn, he's not running the right route, man, just launch it, dog. Just put it up. That was basically one of those complete, frozen in the moment, oh shoot, you know what I mean? So
you got to drive that. You got to drive
for sure. Step into it.
What are we talking about? This is Steph Curry back foot. How many times do I bring this up? How many times have I brought this throw up?
Hey, Tua gets away with it too sometimes.
Yeah, he gets away with it a lot of the time. But brother, no, this isn't
on this one.
Going to Jalen Waddle wide open here. Okay,
right.
So you got to be, execution from everyone on this. McDaniel, Wilson, and Tua needs to be better on this. It is what it is. It is what it is. And not execution from the point. Yes, McDaniel made the right play call, but you put the wrong player in the position. That's the problem. We come back to what have we said about the running back room? Personnel usage. If you actually guys watch if you watch the snap, guys, too, it is off to his left, but he handles it quite easily. If you watch the snap,
great point.
Snap, guys. It's off to his left hip. Look at how off it is, but he handles it, and he's whatever. So, anyways, whatever. We're not going to beat this.
But that's a great point you just made, Reason, about the snap being to the left.
Yeah.
Because now we're on a crucial down, right?
Yeah.
Fourth down, last play of the game, pretty much.
Yeah.
Tua is expecting pretty much the same operation, but it was the complete opposite way.
Yeah.
On this next play right here, it's like.
So.
Yeah, man, Russian roulette with the snap, bro.
4th and 10, 2 in the gun. Jeff Wilson Jr. to his left. Berrios out to the left. Trips right for Miami. 10 personnel. Cover 0. So Tua's feeling the blitz is coming. You're going to have a bad snap and a bad handling of the snap. Both can be true, ladies and gentlemen.
Right.
It's going to be mishandled by Tua, who's clearly keeping his head up after IDing the blitz. If you watch this, Waddle's going to come open across the middle of the field, but that right side of the line, ladies and gentlemen, Tua might have – if Tua takes that snap, he's probably getting sacked either way. I mean, if you watch this, ladies and gentlemen, that your left, the right side of Tua, I mean, you're getting sacked either way. Look at Jackson. I mean, let's show. I'll freeze it. Watch Jackson. Watch the right side. Look at this. It's over.
Yeah.
It's coming through.
Cotton in particular.
Yeah, it's not a good scenario even if he handles it. The protection let him down. So, man,
maybe there's a slight chance I believe Tua would have just given Waddle a shot in the middle, even if it's like a jump ball situation where he couldn't necessarily lead Jalen Waddle into the pass, but give him an opportunity. Yeah. Considering the blitz was right there, So
1 minute. Final thoughts.
Tough loss. But this is clearly a telltale sign of this is what happens when you beat yourself.
Final drive.
Tua played clean. Man. He was smart with the football. He didn't take unnecessary hits. When things weren't there, he did what he was supposed to do. Slide. He made a lot of tight window throws. A lot of miscommunication with Cedric. A lot of missed opportunities with Tyreek Hill. And a lot of trips and falls with Jalen Waddle. So it was a messy game altogether, man. We technically beat ourselves in this game. It was just sloppy offensively.
Couldn't get out of our own way, it felt like. Yeah.
But if we get a defensive performance like this, when we meet Kansas City again this year, I guarantee you the offense will not let us down like how they did against the Kansas City Chiefs this week.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to be live tomorrow at 7:45 with Richmond and ball game. We got a lot to talk about, good topics tomorrow, so make sure you tune in. You're not going to want to miss that one. We got some good stuff tomorrow for all of y'all. We get Richmond's reaction, ball game's reaction, and I got some stuff we're going to bring up. So we're going to talk about a lot of interesting takeaways from this team and ask some real questions that need to be asked. So until then, smash that like button, subscribe if you're new. We appreciate each and every one of you. As always, fins up, and we'll see you on the next one.
Peace.